competitor, so I believe in finishing first in a lot of things, and I think we should do this for our state. We need to say, what does it mean to be #1 in education in North Carolina? And set a goal to be the #1 state for education in the country. How about be the #1 place for education in the world? Why can't we compete with Singapore in math? Why can't we compete with all these other countries around the world? We can do that. We have a new school board coming who's going to have a new focus, and we're going to change things in Raleigh. You know as well as I do, we have a great state. We have a great state. Why can't we be #1 in employment? You know, instead of being number 44th or 45th or 46th, depending on the ranking you look at, why aren't we #1 in employment? The lowest unemployment in America. We can do that right here in North Carolina by opening up a lot of new markets, opening up the energy market. For one, I have down here, let's be #1 in energy in America as well. Let's have an energy independent North Carolina. That starts by legislation that's going to be pushed through here as well about exploring our natural gas resources and our oil resources off the coast, making sure we're taking care of the resources that we have and using them for North Carolinians, building the tax base in our state, creating tens of thousands of potential jobs right here in North Carolina just by using the God-given resources we have in our state. Let's be #1 in America in energy. And then let's be #1 in efficiency. Let's have the most efficient and transparent government in the country. Why should we not set these goals? These are things that we'll be working on, and so I'm hoping that you will join me in pushing for some of these things. If you have your own goals that are important to you, let us know, and we'll add those to the list. I wanted just to say this about technology and how rapidly things are moving. When I talk about e-learning and virtual learning in North Carolina, I think it's time to really turn education on its head. We're really operating in many ways in a 20th century platform of education, and the 21st century is well upon us. You know, in 2007, the iPhone was introduced. 2006, it didn't exist. The iPhone was introduced in 2007. That was just a few years ago. The iPad was introduced in 2010, believe it or not. There's over 500 million of those devices on the street right now. And projections say that by the year 2016, which again, I'll remind you is only 3 years away, 2 billion smart devices a year will be sold. 2 billion a year are going to be sold every year, going on starting in 2016. So we're already somewhat behind the curve in the way that we deliver some of our services to our people and even to our students. So there's been a bill that's being pushed through about putting the funding for digital textbooks, allowing schools to use funding for digital textbooks. And so we stop buying paper and put more of those funds into digital. It'll save the state tens of millions of dollars, and it'll transform the way some of our students learn. So this is some of the stuff that we're working on. And as I mentioned, manufacturing is not the same as it was anymore. New high-tech advanced manufacturing jobs are very different. Students are now coming out of school and let's say this. Any of you know we have an apprenticeship program in North Carolina? North Carolina's a few heads shaking. We have an apprenticeship program in North Carolina. It's actually a pretty good program. It's run through the Department of Labor. And students can, in high school, they can be identified for this apprenticeship program. They can go and get an internship with a company for a summer job that they decide, the student decides and the company decides that they want to keep those folks on. They put them